What's up everyone, it's Jake the Shooter and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I had two conversations last month that perfectly illustrate why most videographers stay broke and why a select few make a lot of money. I'm talking to this first videographer, someone that works very hard, and he tells me that he shot over 47 music videos last year alone. I ask him, how much did you make on all those videos? 47 music videos? You must have had a great year. And he said, I made an okay year. I still have to work another job. I made a total of $23,000. In my head, I'm doing the math. You said you shot 47 videos. You made $23K. That means you're only charging $489 per video on average. Second conversation, same week. I'm on the phone with a client who sent me $35,000 for a single video. Same industry, same city, and honestly, the same skill level, but a completely different understanding of value and pricing. If you're tired of being the $500 videographer, if you're exhausted from working more and more to just barely pay your bills, if you're sick of watching other creators charge exactly what you know you should be charging but have no clue how, then pay attention, because I'm gonna completely destroy every limiting belief that you think you had over pricing as a videographer. And I'm gonna show you guys the psychology and strategy that I use to charge $30,000 per project on a regular basis. This isn't about getting lucky. This isn't about knowing the right people. This is about understanding value, positioning, and client psychology in a way that most creatives will never understand. So let's get into it. How to price like you're worth and stop working for $500. Video inspired by two conversations that I had. So as I went over it, the first conversation, talented guy who does good work, shot 47 music videos through the year, grinded all year just to make $23,000. Do the math, that's $489 a project. Second conversation, on a phone call with a client that same week, sent me a wire for $35,000 for a single project. Videographers have no clue how to price their services, so I'm about to completely destroy every limiting belief you have about pricing. I'm going to break down my exact psychology and strategy to command $30,000 per project in 9 parts. So pay attention. Part 1, $500 death trap. The hidden costs of cheap work. Equipment rental, $150. Gas, travel, $50. Assistant, $100. Editing time, 20 hours at $25 an hour. That's another $500. Total actual costs, $800. Profit, negative $300. So you somehow lost money by working. This only works for when you're building your portfolio. As you want to get out of that stage and you're and you're sick of just building your portfolio and you want to actually leverage bigger, higher paying clients, these are the exact steps on how to do so. So, the psychological trap. Desperation pricing attracts problem clients. Low budgets equal unrealistic expectations. No money for proper pre-production, rush timelines, and poor results. These are all things that happen on low budget jobs, and it's just pretty unavoidable. Part 2, pricing psychology framework. So we have a little triangle to break this down. Starting at the bottom, we have bottom layer, cost-based thinking, broke videographers. Competing on price, justifying low rates, I'm building my portfolio. My time plus equipment costs plus small profit. This is great if you're just starting out, if you're just trying to get clients and you want to get to a good level. This is great, but you can only do that for so long. You can only build your portfolio for so long. Eventually, you need to take it to the next step. Middle layer, market-based thinking, getting by. What others charge in my area, still price shopping and comparing, following industry standards. Top layer, value-based thinking. ROI focus instead of cost focus. Unique positioning and specialization. What results will this create for the client? So, part 3, the 30K project breakdown. Here's 30% of that total 30K that you can make. From treatment development to location scouting to casting and talent coordination to shot list and storyboard creation, production planning and scheduling. This is a way to make $9,000 right off the top of a 30K project, and this is the breakdown. On top of this, moving into the production of the shoot. Director's fee, $5K. Right away. Directors usually work on a 10 to 20% basis, but most work on a set rate, or it really depends. Everyone's different. For me, I work on a director 5K minimum, or I'm not doing the project. Once the budget goes above 50K, I take 20% no matter what. So if a budget is 300K, 20%. I make $60,000 just to be the director. The production company can take another 10-25%, so that's another $60K on a $300K budget project. Do the math, that's $120K on a $300K budget project if you are the director and you own the production company. There's a lot of money to be made in this space. So Going into the production on this 30K cost breakdown, we have the director fee at 5K, cinematography, equipment package, crew, 3 to 4 people. We have the post-production side, editor, color grading, motion graphics and VFX, sound design and mix. On a lot of my 30K budget job, I'm definitely not charging for all of these things. Like treatment development is usually a free thing. Location scouting, that's usually a prep day. So my director's fee will usually get split up. It's usually like anywhere from 5 to 10K, but it's usually 5K prep, then 5K shoot, 10K total, or it's 3K prep, 3K shoot, 6K total. Casting and talent coordination, we always hire out for that. Shot list and storyboard creation, that's something that I usually do with the cinematographer before the shoot. Usually don't get paid for that as well. That's kind of included in the prep. And then production planning and scheduling, I usually pay an assistant director and a producer to handle all of that. That way I don't have to and I can really just focus on the vision. But if I'm not busy that week and I have extra time on my hands, then obviously I'll do that as well, so then I can make the extra money. Now we just went through the production side. I'm always the director of the music video. I've been bringing on other directors under my production company called ShooterCo, where we specialize in artists, creators, and branded content. Most of the time though, I'm the director. We always hire on a cinematographer who also includes the equipment package, and then a crew ranges from anywhere from 3 to 50 people, depending on how much money we have to spend on the crew. Post-production side, I have done all of my editing on pretty much all of my music videos. Color grading wise, I always hire out. I am a good colorist, but I'm not a great colorist, and I wouldn't say that I'm the best. There's people that do this for a full-time job, so I usually hire those types of people on my bigger projects. Motion graphics and VFX, same thing. I only go to 1 or 2 major companies that do all of that. Sound design and mix, a lot of my projects don't need that, so a lot of the times we save the money there, but sometimes we definitely need sound design, and we hire out for that as well. Moving into part 4, the positioning strategy, my positioning and my niche. So I'm known as the go-to director for hip-hop artists who want cinematic visuals. I started to branch out of the hip-hop artists and started working with all different types of artists. I eventually started working with brands and YouTubers and content creators, and now it's slowly forming into just a high production director where I can create pretty much any video and bring your vision to life. Very collaborative. In the last year I was nominated for a VMA. I got to work with so many different artists, so many different creators, and even a couple branded stuff. This is how I really started, and this is how I positioned myself in the niche. So I was the go-to director for hip-hop artists who want cinematic visuals, and I still am today. I'm not just a videographer, I'm not just a creative director, I'm really just a director that can bring everything to life with my team and my company. I also don't just shoot anything. I specialize in artist visual storytelling. So here's the difference between specialist and general pricing. Generalist, I can shoot your video for $500. Specialist, I create visual narratives that elevate artists, brands, and the investment starts at $15K. This is a way to sell yourself. If you're just the guy that can shoot a music video or shoot any type of video and you're running around with your camera, you're gonna get $500. If you're the guy that's creating visual narratives, storytelling, movie-like videos to help elevate an artist's brand or a creator's brand or something that a creator is launching, like a podcast or some type of announcement, or you're doing this for a brand to announce a new product or it's a commercial, that's how you get these investments that start at $15K. This is how you get the bigger budget. Part 5, the value communication framework. $500 videographer says, I provide videography services, quick turnaround, affordable rates, I can work with any budget, here's my reel. Verse, $30K creative director says, I create content that generates streams, builds brand recognition, and creates cultural moments. I develop visual concepts that amplify your artistic vision. My process ensures your investment returns through increased fan engagement and industry recognition. Here are the case studies of how my work impacted artists' careers. So this is how I started, this is how I am now. 2 very different ways of approaching any project. Part 6, ROI conversation. What a $30K video investment creates. Streaming platform placement opportunities, social media content for 6 to 12 months, press and blog coverage, professional portfolio piece for future bookings, industry recognition and award submissions, network building and collaboration opportunities. These are all ways to pitch to your client and to show them why a $30K video investment can actually go a long way. You can have content for 6 to 12 months if you have someone there shooting photos, behind the scenes, and content while you're filming. BTS video. Have an insane BTS video showing the entire creation process from start to finish, as well as iPhone content. iPhone content on film sets is one of the biggest engaging things on the internet today. It's how I've grown my page to 130,000 followers. All you need is someone filming how it looks in real life versus how it looks on camera. Show the audience the results, show them the creation process, and then they actually want to go watch the full video. This also is just a cool way to build your portfolio. An example of this is I did a project with Drewski and Snoop Dogg where they were announcing Drewski's tour. This is such a crazy way for Drewski to show off not only his acting presence, but just his presence in the space and come with such a crazy announcement video that takes his brand and his overall Drewski comedy sketches to a whole nother level. This isn't something that's filmed on an iPhone. We did it with like a 70-person crew at a 6-figure budget where we spent 3 months on post-production and VFX, and the post did around 10 million views, and we recreated a scene from a movie that Snoop Dogg was in called Soul Train. This is called brand identity. This is building something bigger than yourself. You're not looking for an immediate return on investment, but you're also realizing that this is going to grow in the long term, and this is going to help build my brand to another level where I'm not just a social media influencer. I'm actually like creating meaningful content and things that'll live longer than myself. So moving on to the ROI examples. Artist gained 500,000 followers after the video release. I see this happen all the time. We drop a crazy video, artist gains 100,000 followers overnight. I'm sure when Drewski dropped that Soul Train thing, he gained a couple 100,000 followers because the video is already at over 10 million views just on his Instagram Reels alone. He got a collaboration post on Instagram with Snoop Dogg. These are all things that are growing his page. Song streams increased 300% post video launch. Here's a great example. When I shot one of my first bigger music videos, it was Lil Ray Canceled. It was featuring Addison Rae, Bryce Hall, Dolan Twins, James Charles, all the biggest influencers at the time. That video did 12 million views in one day. It currently sits at like 110 million. The song is certified gold. The second we dropped that video, it was the biggest thing in the world. Video was the main driver of the song. It showed all of these influencers in one place, all at a school, and it was a moment. It was a crazy moment. Just like that. Artist booked 3 major festival slots. That's a great ROI example of shooting this amazing content, it leading to stream and driving to new fans, and now you're booked on festival slots and other types of things. Led to collaboration with A-list artists. All of these things are examples of what you can pitch and show your client that they will gain once they shoot a music video with you, or once they shoot one of these bigger content pieces with you. Part 7, the confidence building system. So there's 4 levels. Fake it till you make it is level 1. Create a spec, content showing your vision. Professional Instagram presence. Use friends, local talent to showcase skills, and study and recreate high budget video aesthetics. A great example of this would be going out and buying a 6-pack of Coke cans and filming a crazy commercial for Coke, and then promoting it and presenting it on your socials as if they paid you to do it. No mention that this is a spec, no mention that you did this for free with your friends. Present it as if the brand actually paid you to do this. So then when the next brand comes around, oh, Coke paid them, Sprite paid them, we should pay them, we should do this. It's really that simple, and it's all about perception. If you post it like you did this for free with your friends, Sprite's gonna come around and want you to do it for free with your friend. It's really that simple. Level 2, strategic free work. Choose projects with overall growth potential. Over deliver to create case studies. Document the process and results, and build relationships with emerging artists. So, like I said earlier, choose projects with potential growth potential that actually make it worth doing the project. Over deliver on those projects. If they give you a small budget, if you're funding it yourself, put everything into it. Pull connections and resources that you have that you can gain that other people can't get. If you have a relationship to a crazy location, shoot it at that location, because no one else would have access to that. And if they wanted to, they'd have to spend a lot of money to shoot there. That's the perfect example of how to use a relationship. Like your mom works at a school, or your dad does this, or you're friends with this person that works here. Utilize those relationships and they'll come full circle. The last thing, build relationships with emerging artists. I spoke on this in the last video, but that's one of the most important things any videographer can do if you're looking to get in the music space specifically, is building relationships with artists that are emerging and people that you believe in, because you never know who's going to be who in a couple years, and building with someone like that, they can instantly take you to a whole nother level in just the blink of an eye. Great example of that is the artist Friday. Found him right when he released God Did with DJ Khaled, actually before he released it, and then I was able to shoot his first 6 to 7 music videos, and it gained me a lot of new eyes and people, and helped me get to the people like Offset and Cardi B and other major artists in the space. Level 3, value demonstration. Share behind the scenes content showing your process. Create treatment examples for popular songs. Showcase your creative development process. Build thought leadership through content. These are all very important steps. I always have behind the scenes content on pretty much all of my shoots. I think it's so important to document the creation and also show the artist, creator, or brand how much fun they're gonna have creating this process and how much actually goes into it. People all the time will tell me that they'll watch my behind the scenes and then they'll go watch the music video and they'll be so impressed with like how much time, energy, and effort was spent. A lot of these days are 12 to 16 hours of shooting straight. I get there at 8 a.m. I don't leave till 2 a.m. Offset fan video that I have this photo of me and Kai Sanat right here. That video was about, I want to say 19 or 20 hours. I left my house at 8 a.m. to get there by 8:30. I wasn't home until 6:30 a.m. It was like 22 hours. It was one of the longest videos I have ever been on. But that's when the best stuff is made, and that's how you really show that you're built for the grind. Level 4, Premium positioning, selective client acceptance. I do a lot of videos, hundreds of videos. I don't post. And in the best way, it's because I don't think that that video is going to get me to the next level, and I don't think it's going to get me in front of people that I necessarily want them to see. I try to curate a grid on my Instagram that is only the best work, and that every video is almost as good or better than the next. So most of the videos on my page now are pretty much only videos that are 6 figures and up on the budget scale. So a lot of times I'll do like a 30 or 20 or 50K budget, and I'll post it for a little bit, but then I'll probably pull it down unless it is absolutely like breaking boundaries or a new creative thing or a bigger artist. It really all wanted to be curated around the best work possible. So then when someone like Justin Bieber comes to my page and he sees my work, he's not scared off by something that doesn't look as good as everything else. So that goes back to premium package presentation, what I just kind of talked about. Results, focused conversation, and industry recognition and referrals. Here's a great example. Yeet sending me a DM in 2020. I just sent him my email and we never shot a music video. And this is a great example as to why you really gotta, one, can never think you're better than everyone or better than anyone. I should have instantly sent him my number, should have tried to get the music video. Back in 2020, he wasn't a big artist. Not really anyone knew who he was. He was like this small independent guy. Now he's one of the biggest rappers in the world. He's co-signed by Drake, all these big artists. He's managed by Zach Bia. Something I definitely regret is not responding to that message in a better way. I don't think he ever emailed my email because we never got to that point. Part 8, the pricing presentation strategy. Package structure. Option 1, essential video package, 15K. Premium creative package, 25K. Complete brand experience, 35K. Each package includes detailed pre-production process, specific deliverables and timelines, post-production services, usage rights and revisions, bonus value adds, BTS content, social cuts, vertical content, etc. So one thing to note is I don't ever come to someone with like a package structure of like what I charge. I pretty much tell anyone, look, it all depends on the vision and what you're trying to execute and what level you're trying to execute it at. My minimum to come out to shoot starts at around 15K. My biggest music videos and most of the videos on my page are anywhere from $30,000 to $300,000. That's kind of the pricing range. A lot of independent artists can't afford that pricing range, and that's why we also started offering short form content where we can pull up and shoot vertical content. It's way less stress. We don't need a huge crew to deliver. Editing process and the post side is super easy. Pre-production side is super easy because all we need to do is set up a date and a time and a shoot, and you can just shoot vertical content. So that's my pricing package structure. Here's a great example of one that kind of brings you from 15 to 25 to 35 and keeps it condensed. I was in this space for like 3 or 4 years where I was kind of stuck and not getting anything above 35, but it was still a great space to be stuck in. I had so much fun. I could create so many sick videos with 35K. A lot of those videos look as good as some of the ones that I've done for 6 figures. So yeah, that's kind of a package structure. And then we just went through each level. Part 9, overcoming price objections. Common objections: that's too expensive. Here's a good response. I understand the investment feels significant. Let's look at what this creates for your career and how it pays for itself through increased opportunities. Other videographers charge less. You're right, and that's exactly why I'm different. Here's what my process includes that others don't. And then you kind of elaborate into all of these things that we talked about earlier. Can you work with our budget? I'd rather create something incredible at the right investment. I'd rather create something incredible at the right investment level than compromise the vision for a smaller budget. Here's what we can achieve. I think a lot of times an artist will come to me, will come up with this sick idea. They'll tell me their rough budget, and then when we get to the bidding process of like actually figuring out how much this is going to cost to execute it at the right level that I'm comfortable with, a lot of times it's over budget. So then you kind of come up with creative ways on how to make this more cost efficient and how to make it the right amount of money. There's never a bad way to say no. I've had to say no to thousands of projects. People come to me, they have an idea, we write the treatment, they love the treatment, we get to the bidding process and the bid's just too high and they don't want to spend the money. And that's fine. You can try to get them, but a lot of times, sometimes it's better to just say, okay, you know, this is my firm number. I'm not confident in bringing this vision to life. If the number's under this, I just don't think it's going to look great. But these are great responses on how to get over that hurdle. The final part, the mindset resolution. Month 1, stop accepting low budget work. Obviously, everyone needs to accept low budget work at first to build your portfolio and to get to the next level. But there does come a time where you need to put your foot down and tell people, hey, I can't keep doing these videos for this price. Here's my new price point. If you can't make it, I'm sorry, but I can't do the project anymore. And that's the great thing about growing a company is you can have people under you ready to take on those jobs where you can still make a small portion of that money and still run it through your company, but not be the main person directing or producing or being the pioneer of the music video or the project in itself. Month 2, rebuild portfolio with high value content. It's very important. Your portfolio is everything. It's the only way you're going to gain clients and build trust with people that will actually spend legitimate money on your videography business. Month 3, launch premium positioning. It's really important to show the position you're in and to show people that you're doing higher budget stuff It's very easy to act like something 5K costs 20K if you know how to spend the money right and be a good producer, get a great DP, get a great colorist, get a fire editor, and shoot this at a location that already looks really good and really expensive, and make your creativity run wild and make it look insane. Pitch that project as if it's a 25K project, and that's how you lead into month 6 with your first 15K budget booking. Month 12, you'll have consistent 20K budget projects. So, some final pricing principles. Your rate is a reflection of your self-worth. Cheap clients are the most demanding clients. They're going to expect so much from you. When they're spending $500, they're going to ask for revisions and VFX and a makeup artist on set and styling, and you're like, I have $500. There's only so much I can do. You want to try to avoid those types of clients and slowly start building towards people that actually understand how the process works and how their money is spent, and then what you're doing with their money to make it see the biggest on screen. Premium pricing attracts better collaborators. That goes without said. You teach people how to value you. So there you go. That's my complete breakdown on how to go from $500 to $30,000 productions and to land bigger clients. I see so many people stuck in this $500 music video space, and it's great for a while, but then it gets so tiring. This is basically a way that I got out of the $500 space. I started putting my foot down, and it all starts with the psychology, positioning, the presentation. But here's the truth. Every time you charge $500 for a video, you're training the entire market to think that's what your work is worth. And that's the biggest advice that I can give. And every time you say yes to a project that doesn't even cover your expenses, you're saying no to a career that you actually want. It's definitely scary at first to say no to these jobs, and a lot of times everyone has to do to get by, to make money, but you'll stick yourself in this position of, I'm only doing 5K budget projects because that's what you're known for. If you're the guy that's saying, I'm gonna shoot free music videos, you're never gonna get paid for a music video. You need to be that guy that's charging and coming to people with a legit plan. Stop being afraid, start pricing yourself into the tier that you actually belong in. And like I said in my last video, if you want me to walk you through step by step building your own videography business and have me oversee and look at it, I have something coming that's huge that you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for on September 16th. Make sure you go in the description and click join the waitlist. We're only going to be accepting a certain amount of students, and this is going to be called ShooterCo Academy, where I'm teaching all of these creatives and videographers how to grow your own videography business, how to start your own production company, and how to get to the spot that I'm in. So, thank you guys so much. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment. I'll try to respond to all of them. And also, again, September 16th, I'm dropping something huge for the creative space. So please go down in the description and join the waitlist. See you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.